Want to know how to make water never freeze in your world, or what's the rarest mob across Minecraft history? Well, here are 20 Minecraft facts you probably didn't know, so let's get right into the video. Everyone likes bees. There's so many reasons to love them. For example, they pollinate the flowers, they make honey. There's literally no point of hating them. But did you know that when it rains in your world, bees will actually stay inside of their beehive? Who's there to blame them? It's just so much more comfortable to stay inside than to soak in the wet rain outside. Animal breeding is one of the oldest mechanics in Minecraft history, with most peaceful mobs being able to be bred under the right condition. But that's not the case for two species, so if you want more parrots or bats in your world, unfortunately for you, it's impossible to get them through breeding, with the only choice left being finding them. Making it even more ironic that the achievement for breeding mobs for the first time, the parrots and the bats, involves the two unbreedable mobs in its name. If your base is located in a snowy biome, then all the water there, wherever it is naturally spawned or player placed, will freeze after some time, making things like the infinite water source, farms using water, or literally anything which needs water to function will be impossible to make, unless you waterlog the water, which has to be kept in a liquid state. For example, placing waterlogged leaves next to sugarcane to still provide water so it grows, but disabling the possibility of the water freezing. Whenever you use an item like a pickaxe to mine stone, you lose one durability point on it. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you can waste 2 durability points instead. For example, if you use a sword to mine a block, you'll be set back by 2 durability points, instead of 1 when attacking an entity. Everyone knows that when a player wears Frostwalker boots, they'll freeze the water surrounding them when walking. But did you know that this mechanic also works on an armor stand? So to make that happen, you'll have to place the enchanted boots on an armor stand and then hook it up with a fishing rod. And then by withdrawing the string, you'll pull the armor stand across the water, creating ice on its path. Let's be honest, fishing in Minecraft is not the most interesting thing, so you'll always want to make the process quicker than it already is, but you might actually be slowing it down instead, because when you're fishing and there's no access to the sky above, then you're actually doubling the wait time for you to get a draw. But there is a way to make the process slightly quicker. Whenever you have to go fishing, wherever it's for food, XP, or enchanting books, wait till it starts raining. Because then instead of slowing your fishing speed like when fishing under a roof, you'll actually increase it so you fish twice as fast as before, giving you also twice more drops. Whenever you place down a campfire, you'll see smoke coming out of it. You can then of course place a hay bale under it to make the smoke go even higher, but that's pretty well known. But did you know that if you don't want to see the smoke in some places, then you can actually place stained glass panes, which will block the smoke fully out of your view. When you want to go to the nether, you'll have to make a nether portal, for which you'll need obsidian, with the minimum being a 4x5 portal, which most people use. You also don't need to build the corners of the portal, resulting in you having the ability to save 4 obsidian. But did you know that the biggest possible nether portal to make is a 23x23 portal, meaning that you can actually transport some larger mobs through the nether instead of just the small ones. Whenever you die in your world, you actually start a race, and you might be thinking, what kind of a race? And you're actually running against the despawn time itself. That's because when you die and your items drop, those items are gonna stay there for 5 minutes. After that time they'll despawn, and you're not gonna be able to get them back when the time ends. But there is actually one item which under one specific condition despawns after more than 5 minutes, and that's the nether star. When you defeat the wither and it drops the nether star, you'll actually have 10 minutes instead of 5 to pick it up. But be careful, because when a player drops it instead, it'll have the standard despawn time of 5 minutes only. In Minecraft, when an ender portal frame is generated into your world, it actually has a 10% chance of containing an Eye of Ender, without you having to place it there. So technically there is a small chance that you can find an already filled ender portal, but after running the math, the odds of this happening are so minuscule that they're around 1 in a trillion. So if you find it, then consider yourself extremely lucky. Whenever you see a villager moving in its daily life, you probably wouldn't consider it a quick creature. But did you know that as soon as a villager is under the panic of nightfall, they actually increase their speed by a huge amount? So much that they even outpace the speed of a sprinting player. Maybe they should sign up for the next running Olympics. If you're bored of mobs attacking you and you want to see something different than usual, then try to make two mobs attack each other instead. You can do this by, for example, making a skeleton shoot a zombie, and then all you gotta do is sit back and watch the entertaining fight. You can always test out a wide variety of mobs to always witness something else. A rare instance is when two witches start a fight in between each other. That's because first of all they're throwing potions instead of hitting each other. But the more extraordinary thing is that the fight will never end, if not stopped by something else. That's because while the witches are dealing damage to each other, they also heal after getting hurt, making this a non-ending cycle. There's a lot of slow mobs in Minecraft, wherever it's the turtles on land, parrots, or shriders outside of lava, but what's the slowest mob in all of Minecraft? And it's actually the panda, but not the normal one, but the lazy one, which makes the panda's already slow speed even lower than it already was. When a turtle is killed the normal way, it can drop from 0 to 2 seagrass, but there's actually a way to get a different drop, and that's if it dies to lightning, by either getting struck by it, or by using a trident with the channeling enchant, and then instead of dropping seagrass, it actually drops one bowl. Whenever you see a skeleton in game, it can actually hold its bow in either its right hand or left hand, and there is actually a percent chance of which hand it's gonna use. For the right hand it's 89% and for the left 11%, and this is actually coded this way to show the world statistics, which are very similar to the ones of the skeletons in Minecraft. Let's also be happy that there's no two-handed skeletons. Evokers are well known for their annoying magic attacks like the fangs, and the hardship it takes to defeat them. But did you know that when this mob comes across any blue sheep, instead of instantly murdering it, it'll actually just change its color from blue to red, and it'll spare its life. For a long time, people have been arguing over what's the rarest mob in Minecraft Java. After some time, this was brought down to the different versions of the jockeys, because they are made up of two different mobs, creating a lot of variations. But what's the rarest of them all? And it's actually a baby zombie villager wearing full diamond armor with an iron sword riding a chicken. The chances of finding this mob are so small that I'm not gonna even read the number and I'll just show it on screen. If you enjoyed the video, then consider subscribing, liking, and maybe even checking out some of my other videos. And see you in the next one.